Chris, thanks so much. Fox Carolina is the school station, and a lot of parents have questions as they decide whether to enroll their kids in virtual learning for the next school year or decide to send them to in-person.
Right. Dr. Geroge Lipscomb, an education professor at Furman University, joins us live to talk about virtual education. Thank you for being with us. And what continued concerns are you seeing pop up with parents and teachers right now, Doctor?
I think with parents right now, the most important thing, they just want to make sure that their child is safe. And right now, I know I just spent this morning in a school in Greenville County. Schools are doing a lot of things, including plexiglass, and everybody's wearing masks. And I think they're doing a whole lot, making sure students are walking the right way, keeping socially distanced, all those things to be as safe as possible, I think, for those students that are coming.
So, Dr. Lipscomb, I've heard from parents who say their kids have really fallen behind. They've been straight A students up to this point. They went virtual, and it seems like they've dropped off. What are you telling people as far as if their kids are struggling in that virtual environment about getting back in the classroom, if that's even feasible, because some parents maybe can't do that?
Right, and that's a big challenge. I know a lot of parents, a lot of my friends are facing at the moment. Is just it's hard to keep structure, trying to make sure that students are occupied and not. There's so many distractions, I think, as well. But for a lot of kids, I think virtual learning is working okay for now, and they're just trying to make sure that. That things are safe and ready to come back.
Is there anything we can do right now or maybe over the summer if kids are struggling to learn virtually, like tutors or something along those lines?
Yeah, I think right now I know that a lot of our students at Furman have been asked about tutoring. We've been asked if we know people. There are a lot of after-school programs in the Greenville area. The Y and schools themselves have those opportunities. So I think I'd encourage parents that are worried about getting behind to try to reach out if possible. There are also a number of online sources, things like Khan Academy and other even YouTube videos. I know both of my boys have learned a lot just by going online, in moderation, of course.
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Lipscomb, what do you think it is, as far as, I know you mentioned structure, but it seems like a lot of it's not just younger kids, but also some of the older ones who are not performing well in this virtual learning opportunity. And it seems like some folks who chose virtual, they don't want to stay in there this whole time, but due to, how many people can be let back in the classroom, that they've kind of been stuck in this. So what is your advice to parents? I mean, it's got to be a hard thing to juggle right now for these parents trying to decide.
It is a very hard choice, and you're talking about just the distractions that students have, especially younger kids. I think especially need to be in school if all possible. With middle and especially high school students, they do seem to perform at least a little bit better in a virtual environment. But again, there's so many distractions with social media, with other things going on that it's difficult for sure. So it's a hard choice as a parent right now, but I think ultimately, my hope is that with teachers getting vaccinated, with more of the population getting vaccinated, that hopefully we'll be able to return to normal before too long.
I know. I think that's the hope for everyone for sure. Now, a question about maybe college. So do you think high school parents should be concerned, and students for that matter, that colleges will look down if you stay virtual?
Right. I can speak about Furman. I can't speak about other places, but I know in a recent conversation with someone from our admissions office that as long as the course is showing up on a transcript, is coming from a traditional high school taught from a regular teacher, that our admissions department will look at it as if they were taking that class face to face. I think where the challenge comes. In a way, actually, I think students will be better prepared if they've been learning in different types of environments, because I know right now we're teaching in multiple ways here at Furman as well.
And Dr. Lipscomb, speaking to those, seniors, juniors, maybe even the middle schoolers on their way up, I feel like this changes everything. College admission exams. I mean, how do you kind of move forward with this generation? Because I know some of the big schools, even Harvard, they're not accepting even ACTs or SATs. I mean, this kind of changes a lot of things, and it's going to be, I guess, adapting down the road. Because, I mean, how do you kind of, keep these kids level? Some of them are virtual, some of them are in person. How are you guys seeing that at Furman and kind of moving ahead with that?
Right. Well, luckily, we've been a test optional school for I think about 10 years now. And so I think about 20 to 25% of our students don't have those test admission, the ACT or the SAT coming in anyway. So we've been able, I think, to adapt a little bit more and look a little more holistically at the students coming in. And I think that that's just, yes, those tests can be important, but they're, I think that if you look at grades, just well-roundedness. And, one of the things I think I worry about with students today is that they're not having the social opportunities that they have in the past. So, definitely summers look to get out as much as possible, go to summer camps, work as counselors, those kinds of things to be as well-rounded as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just getting that socialization is big. I think that's what schools provide for so many students. So, Dr. Lipscomb, a lot of unknowns. We know that's how it's been and how it will be for a little while. So hopefully we'll see you back here soon, talk more about that back to school transition as we head into the summer.
Yeah. Thank you, Doctor.